So I had originally written a shader for my game that basically would turn an image that would go right here for a train track, and it would turn it grayscale if it wasn't unlocked yet. I actually decided against adding this to my game, but I figured it'd make for a really good Hello World shader just to get you started. So let's go ahead and come down here to this texture rect and to the material section, and we'll go ahead and put new shader material, and then we will create a new shader. And in this case, we're just going to make it a built-in shader, but if it's a shader you might want to reuse on other items in your game, you could just save it to disk, to your project. We're not going to do that, so we'll just click built-in shader for this example. And so now we come over here and click shader, and it gives us the correct type in this case. We're not going to use the vertex shader portion, and we're not going to use the light either. We're only going to use the fragment section. And so the first thing we're going to do is we need to have a variable that is exposed to the material and will show up in the inspector also. And we're going to just call that grayscale. And we'll default it to false. And now we can go ahead and implement the code here. So if it's grayscale, what we want to do is we want to take the RGB channels and divide them, or add them together and then divide them by 3, and then set that value back into the RGB channels. And so that will average them all out as red, green, and blue. So what we can do here is we can say float, and I'm just going to call it AVG for average. And then we'll say color R plus color G plus color B, and then divide by 3. And then we'll go ahead and set it back to the color and average, 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 and 1 for the alpha. If your image had alpha to it, you could also just go ahead and grab the alpha from the original color, like so, just to get it back. But in this case, I knew it would be completely opaque, so I just go ahead and put a 1 there. One more thing you will want to do is to toggle this local to scene. What will happen if you don't is when you instance multiple instances of this, whenever you toggle grayscale on or off, it will toggle it for all of them because they're all sharing the same material at that point. If that's something you want, you actually don't want this toggled, but in this particular case, I need to toggle this. Let's actually go ahead and toggle this just to show that this turns gray. And it does. You can ignore this yellow framing around it. That's actually a different layer. So if we toggle it on and off, it will go gray and not gray. So I'll actually show you this in the game while it's running. I actually already created a script, and what it does is it just grabs the material and then it sets the shader parameter, which is this grayscale parameter we made, which is exactly identical to this down here. And then what I'm doing here is just saying there's a 50% chance that it will be on or off. So approximately half of them will be on and approximately half of them will be off. And so let's go ahead and take a look at this. Go ahead and run the game. And if I go here, you'll see about half of them are on and half of them are off. So you can see that they're all turned gray whenever the grayscale is toggled on. So anyway, hope this helps you and helps you get started in writing at least UI shaders. Have a great day. Bye.